Hi, guys, and welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us. Obviously, we did try this yesterday, and internet issues said, nah, we're not having it. The internet gods went, nah, no chance, mate. You're playing Man City, you're going to get drubbed 5-0. So, what's the point talking about it? But we're here. It seems they're having a day off. So, we thought, sod it, we'll try again. So, we're back, and obviously, we're here to discuss Manchester City versus Burnley on Saturday. So we're having luck so far. Everything's going all right. Everything's going swimmingly. There's no errors. Thank goodness for that. Again, he's back. He's stuck with me. Even through thick and thin, he has stuck with me. And we have managed to get Patrick back on the show, our resident Manchester City fan. How are you doing, Patrick?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. As you said, hopefully everything's so good so far. The sound, the picture looks great. It doesn't. Let's not jinx it today. Let the
Tell me
internet
about
gods
it.
be with us. No, we struggled yesterday, didn't we? We struggled. I
We
hope.
definitely did.
Did you keep the video? Or you deleted it.
No, I got rid of it. I got rid of it. I got rid of it. I deleted the evidence. I deleted the evidence. But no,
Yeah.
thanks for sticking with me, mate. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for coming back again.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine.
Again as well. I've just been over on Patrick's channel, and as I just said, Patrick's channel. So Patrick, fire away. Let us know what you're doing over on your channel.
Yeah, if you guys watched me already yesterday advertising my channel, I really suck at doing this. I have seen people do it. They do it so well, They put all the ads. For me, I don't know. Okay, you can find me on True City Fan on YouTube. You can also find me on True City Fan on Twitter, and that's it. Nothing, no Instagram, no Facebook, just the two. And that's all I can say. Follow me, subscribe. That's all I
No,
can
that's good enough. That's good enough, mate. Honestly, the thing is, right, we're all in this together. We're all here to talk football. We're all here to talk about our club and give a perspective to opposition fans. And I think that's the best thing about it.
say.
And you make friendships along the way, which end of the day is a win-win in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a
But
good thing.
no,
Yeah.
guys, do head on over to Patrick's channel. He does do some wonderful content. He stated on his channel that he is in and out with it. But we all do have laughs as well. We all can't just sit in front of the camera. So we do have to get on with whatever we can do at the same time. But again, thanks for coming on. Thanks for having me on your channel earlier as well. It was a blast.
No, it's
Thanks to
amazing to have
obviously
you, man.
Carl as well. It
Yeah.
was nice to meet Carl as well. A great guy, very knowledgeable on tactics and coaching and stuff. So yeah, great to meet him as well. And speaking of coaching and tactics and things like that, I know we said about it yesterday, but your season so far, how's it been, Patrick? How's it been?
As I said yesterday, it's been complicated. For me, it started off slow, but everybody knew that was going to happen. I know a few City fans were disappointed by the Spurs game, but for me, I thought, look, if we get a draw in this Spurs game or if we win, we're lucky. Do you know what I mean? I was like, we're going to be lucky. I was just looking for a draw or a win, just some lucky win for us to just leave that because from the team that was set, and these are not excuses, by the way. A lot of people will keep saying this. It's not excuses. From the team that we got that came in at that time, you knew this is not the 100% City. This is not a full strength City. It was just a few players who managed to come out of the international duties fast or the holidays fast to come back to training. So we never had a good preseason. So look, for me, we've just started playing so well. I wasn't convinced by the 5-0s, by the way, for Norwich and the other game. I wanted us to play difficult teams. I have seen that against PSG, even though we lost 2-0. I have seen it against Chelsea that we started playing our game, but even though we scored 1-0, but that was a good game. I've seen it against Liverpool that even though we go down, we can still come back, because there was a point in time, Man City, especially the season we lost the title. Once we go down a goal, even in the Champions League, we never managed to get back to a draw or win the game. We found it very difficult. So I like to tell the Liverpool game. At Anfield, it's not easy. So look, for me, as I say, I wasn't convinced at first, even with the 5-0 we won. But right now, I'm starting to have that sort of hope for City that regardless, we're going to play you off the park. Maybe we might lose, but we're going to play very well. That's basically my advice. I don't know about you guys at Burnley, how it's been, because I know you played Norwich and you didn't even beat Norwich, did you?
No, no. The Norwich game was frustrating, to be honest, mate. We threw everything: the house, the mortgage, the kitchen sink, anything you could throw at Norwich, we threw at them. We should have had a blatant penalty when Tim Krul punched Matej Vidra in the head. It's just been shambolic, really. It was definitely one of those days where no matter what you do, you could have been playing for the rest of the day, and the ball just wouldn't have, gone in the back of the net. Which is hard to take because when you come up against a team like Norwich, you're even heading to the stadium thinking if we don't beat these, we're down. You know what I mean? It was one of Norwich has sort of become that team where you're like, if we don't get anything here, might as well just pack up and piss off. You might as well just go. So to just get a point, and if anything, it felt like 3 for them because they were celebrating it like it were.
Were they? I didn't see the...
Yeah. Oh, they were so happy with a point. They were so happy with a point. We finally got a point. We're on. We've got something to go off now. Let's kick on. And don't get me wrong. They had the odd 1 or 2 chances, but nothing majorly. Nick Pope could have sat down and had a picnic. He didn't really have much to do. It was a frustrating day at the office. Definitely one of them. And we'll just see where this game goes. Obviously, the international break will have come at a good time for us, sort of get our bearings together and crack on. Obviously, as you said, for your guys' start to the season, it's been a bit of, to and fro, and it's been decent, but not overly like something to be proud of. Is there any players in particular that you've sort of thought would have performed better so far this season?
I'm gonna maybe I'll be harsh on 2 players, but obviously Kevin De Bruyne is coming from that injury of his that they have said if he plays and gets injured badly, if the same area gets the area that he's injured gets affected again, apparently he might go off for the whole season, or it might be an injury that's very serious. Unfortunately, the Belgium coach thought it best to play him on painkillers while he was injured in the other game. So
wow.
He says himself again that if he had the choice now, he would say no. If he knew exactly what would happen to him, what risk he was taking. So, but since he came back, what's happened is his passes are not sharp anymore. Like those De Bruyne passes, even the easy passes, he's only had a few that have looked good, like the one at Anfield and a few others. But the passes that he does in between defenders, now he's passing it to the defender, so he's not sharp yet, and he hasn't had an impressive game. Just myself, I know that he scored at Anfield and he had that pass that had the first goal, but he hasn't done anything De Bruyne level. Maybe it's the level he set. So that's another guy who I'm hoping that he doesn't get injured and he improves, or maybe he comes alive in this game. The other one is Jack. I know that some people might be saying, look, he's new, give him time. I think we spoke about this on the other channel. I think he needs a bit of a kick up the backside. Maybe, for me, he looks a bit comfortable. He looks like as if somebody has told him, you're not going to get dropped, because you have to put that extra effort. That's what I keep thinking. Like, I keep looking at him and say, do you remember that effort you were putting at Aston Villa? Yes, this is a different kettle of fish, but keep that's why we bought you. Give us that effort. Maybe it's unfair. It's unfair on him because it's a new system. But I just feel like when you're a new player, it's either you have to play out of your skin to dislodge somebody, because the people who are sitting on the bench, just for me, are people who can take his position just like that. Because Foden plays at the left. Gundogan is back now. So Gundogan will want to play back down the middle. Bernardo Silva will be like, well, I'm playing good. And Pep will definitely tell whoever is at the right-hand side, Bernardo Silva is hungry, or whoever is down the middle. De Bruyne might be on the bench, because I've seen De Bruyne on the bench before, and Bernardo Silva and Gundo play. So everybody's hungry. And the thing about City, as I said in the thing, is everyone in that team can play your position. That's how Pep coaches these players. So if you select somebody to take, so I think for this game, I think he should be dropped for one game. Just even though he's new, just for him maybe to sit back and see, oh, Jesus, this is how it is in this team. You snooze, you lose. So those are the two players I'm hoping that performance goes up. Because for me, I want Jack to succeed. By the way, everybody's watching. I hope he succeeds. The same way as Raheem. I hope Raheem comes back, because Raheem might be a tap-in merchant, as other people say, but those tap-ins win us games. So that's from my side. I always feel like a player, regardless how bad they're doing, I want them to do better. Because if they do better, they're good for your team, unlike just bashing them and saying, oh, keep them on the bench. So I hope all of them step up. If they don't, I'd rather see somebody else. There's a lot of people who want to play. Let's not forget about the Brazilian kid we bought. Is it Keke? The kid who was playing in Brazil, and he was playing with the seniors. He's waiting for his opportunity. He's been training with City for a month now. He also wants to play, so he can play both wings. So look, Dan,
the thing is as well, City have a lot of players, don't they? And that's why Pep keeps saying about they should have like a Premier League 2 sort of thing.
Yeah, they should.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, you've got that quality in abundance that if a player gets injured, oh well, here's Rodri, here's Fleming, whoever, they'll just slot in wherever, and you're just like, well, what is the point? What is the point? Looking at some comments, the missus is in saying hi again, which
is that the missus? Oh, how are you doing?
Yeah, that's the missus.
How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV says it's watch this or Squid Game, mate. I'd go and watch Squid Game. Honestly, it's one of those where if you say red light, green light, and hello, Mrs. Riley, you'll get shot. So keep that up. But yeah, Leicester Till I Die TV is a cracking channel. Do head on over there, show Chris some support.
Yeah, it's a very good channel. I watch it majority of the times, even though sometimes they're not even playing City. I'm in the comments. I think he knows I'm always in his comments. Maybe this is payback.
He's not bad for an old fogey, is he? He's all right.
He is. He's good. He knows how to take a bit of a joke and give it to.
Oh, definitely. Missy says, this is Squid Game, Chris. If you don't watch it, you get shot. You could have got changed. Sod off. You don't have electricity in Burnley.
I think he's talking about internet. That was the internet thing. Yeah.
Definitely. Talk football. When I'm on your channel, mate, honestly, I don't get to talk football. Football goes out the window. We have about 10-minute football chat, and the rest is just about general shit. Box is in the chat. Hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in. Hart says 5-0 Burnley, and it says 1-0 Definitely, I hope for the art, mate. I'm definitely hoping for the art. As the missus said, football isn't in the vocabulary when you and Daniel get together, Chris. Chris also says, please subscribe to this channel. As we've already said, it does mean a lot. Do head on over to the channel, show us some support. It is underneath Chris's comment. As you can see in that bottom corner, I need to get these fingers correct so I know what I'm doing. But yeah, at Turfmoor House on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And we will also be delving into Spotify.
I can't even get them right. Oh my God.
It's because it's sort of like cross-eyed, isn't it? So you go that side. It's madness.
I don't know.
Missy says, I'm 18 subs off the big 200. So yeah, please do. I did say that I would love 200 subscribers by the end of the season. If we can get that by January, I'd be ecstatic. I might even throw a party. I might have one beer. I might have a beer at weekend. Might treat myself. Safe says Maxwell Cornet scored 4 goals in the last 3 appearances against Man City. So why not going back again? He is back fit. Thanks for tuning in, Safe. Yeah. It means a lot. Box says that's Jack Grealish, though, in my opinion, that's his style. As we said, that's what we're here for. It is a matter of opinions. I agree to a degree with what Patrick's saying, that I've also felt that Jack Grealish at Manchester City will almost be a flop in a sort of sense, because he'll have gone there a bit like Wilfred Zaha when he went to Man United, was expected to be this next big thing, and it just wasn't to be. But with Jack Grealish, he's in and around, not 10 bob millionaires like Burnley have. He's in amongst the big boys, and even an average performance from Jack Grealish will be enough because of the players he's got around him. Yeah. But it'll also be easier to stand out when a certain player isn't pulling their weight. because you can see the other players playing with a bit more class. So yeah, I do get you. Chris says, "Oi, I'm still here." Good stuff. It's nice to know you haven't fallen asleep yet. And I knew that comment would come in. I shouldn't have even put it up. But yeah, hello to my mother. Clearly, Chris. Thanks for that. And I'm not falling for your tricks, pal. I'm not falling for it.
Yeah, I think the internet is good today. Don't jinx us, Chris. Don't jinx us.
Fox says it's Pep's way or the highway. Yeah, I do agree in a sense. I think Pep obviously does have his specific way of playing. Jack Grealish does need to buy into that. And as Patrick clearly stated as well, it may just be a case of time. Shags, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Thank you for coming along. Does mean a lot. How are you? Hope you are all well. And Safe says we will be jumping up and down when he scores the 6th goal against it. Hey, I'll mate. If we're not jumping up and down, honestly, I'd jump on a broken leg if we beat Man City. To be honest. But going back to your comment, Patrick. Obviously, you said about Jack Grealish and stuff, and you've got young players, that are ready to step in as well. I mean, we've seen the likes of Kalichi and Acho, who came through your system. Obviously, he's moved on to Leicester. Yeah. What are your thoughts on players like Cole Palmer and Liam Delap and things? Do you think they'll get a chance at City? Do you think they need loan moves, or do you think they'll slot in at some point?
I think there's certain players that are not going to be loaned out. Liam Delap was given a contract until 2026, and this was after we found out that Kane is not signing. During that moment, from nowhere, Liam Delap, 2026. The guy is too good. I think he's good. For me, even though people say, oh, but it's the academy. Yeah, but when you have an academy player who's played 27 games and scored like 30 goals, that's incredible, regardless even if you're playing for the academy.
Massively, yeah.
These are the numbers that people like Greenwood, people like Mbappe, people like Haaland were scoring when they were young, and that's why they caught everybody's eye. So it's just a matter of him. But unfortunately for Delap, he came back from an injury and scored and got injured again, and he's having a bad time while this is the time to shine. We have Lavia, who's a DM, who also played in the cup game. Lavia is highly rated at a point where he's been registered. He's 17 years old, turning 18 this year, but he's been registered for the Champions League Team A, which nobody actually gets. That doesn't happen to most people. They usually wait for you to go to Team B or Delap. They never registered him at all. But Lavia has been registered to Team A, so meaning they think that we might need him. We have the left back who played in the cup game, who everybody was raving about. That's Wilson Isbrand, and that's the only left back we've had for a while. You know what I mean? The other one is spending his time somewhere else in a special place. But Isbrand, I think, will make it. I think Lavia will make it. Cole Palmer looks like he's ready for the senior team. You talk about a loan move. I think Pep likes Cole Palmer. He likes him so much. He's the guy who's been on the bench more than most. There's been stars at City, like young guys who, like people like Braff, who people thought he's one of our best. But Braff was never given an opportunity, even put on the bench. Palmer is always on the bench. So I think these guys will make it. I think Delap, when he comes back, will play cup games. And I think there's plans for Delap. For me personally, I always think if Pep was never at City, Delap would be on that bench every day. Because I think Pep, looking at Delap looks like a guy who's been trying to mold him into a Pep Man City striker. But he's just a powerful, it's the same as Haaland. He's just powerful. I'll outmuscle you, I'll score. Like, he scores very incredible goals. I'm pretty sure if he was at Burnley, Delap would be already in the team, Like other teams, I've been saying that in other teams, there's certain youngsters you're like, they could have got an opportunity. But Pep, it's Pep. He has these categories where you're like, oh, he still thinks blah, blah, blah is not his midfield. And you're like, but that kid is amazing. So some kids will make it, But you're right. Some kids maybe will get frustrated because I think Cole Palmer has matured a bit. And very soon he'll start pushing through that door saying, look, it's either you play me or I go somewhere else. Because Doyle is gone. Doyle went to Germany. So one of the guys, Doyle went to Germany. Callum Doyle, he's at Sunderland. So look, some people pushed out. So we'll see anyway. So I don't know about you guys if you've got any youngsters to rave about, maybe.
We've got one young lad called Lewis Richardson, who I was told about when he was probably about 13, 14. They said watch out for him when he gets when he gets older. He's one that could come onto the scene. We saw a bit of him in pre-season, did pretty well. Another player that we signed from a French team, Anthony Gomez Mancini. He sort of looks pretty decent when he's played. There's a couple of players. I mean, it's different when you when you're talking about talent from Burnley's youth academy to Man City's youth academy. I mean, you guys gave us Kieran Trippier and Ben Mee. Kieran Trippier for me was one of the best right backs I've ever seen in Claret and Blue. Literally, it was phenomenal. Ben Mee's still with us.
Off like City. That's what City does. They frustrate you. Schmeichel at Leicester, the keeper.
Yeah.
They belongs to City. Like, people don't get it. People don't like, people who always slag City saying, "Oh, the only product you have is Foden." That's what they say. "Oh, Sancho never belonged to you." That's what they say.
No, but Sancho did though. Sancho did, and again, Brahim Diaz as well.
People don't get it. Like, even these youngsters that majority of you guys don't know, but they're first teamers in other teams, in either Germany, Spain. We've shipped a lot of. Angelino is a star at Leipzig. You see, City have shipped a lot of talent. What I keep thinking is this, though. I don't know if anybody knows this. Isn't it weird that majority of the time these City youngsters, they're always shipped out to the Championship, or they're shipped out to other countries? Do they do it purposely, that somebody like, let's say, Burnley, Arsenal, not Arsenal, obviously, they don't want them to do that, but I mean, like, people in the Prem, are they not interested? Because some of these players, you sit there, you're like, there was a point in time I was looking at Leicester when they were like not doing well, and there was a player we had, Doyle. I was like, they'll do with a bit of Doyle. Like, I was like, why do? Obviously, Kalichi was taken to Leicester, but that's the only one I know. And the other keeper who went to Southampton, I keep forgetting his name, or one of our keepers. But excuse me, some of the Prem teams, how come they don't look at like that City Academy? Because that City Academy has a lot of kids who are out of contract. Trust me, a lot of kids who want to leave and they're talented. I don't know. Do they block them? Do they give them? Is there a thing in there say don't go? Because they always end up in Germany, Spain. They'll end up in France, but I never see one show up at Burnley. I know that Janaya, who's at Lyon, was playing for Sunderland. Remember, he went to Sunderland.
Yeah, Jason Janaya, yeah.
But I don't get it. Like, do the kids themselves say, no, I don't want to go to another Prem team? But there's opportunity everywhere. While Chelsea youngsters are everywhere in the Prem. They're taken by Prem. I don't know what happens. I'm shocked. Like Braff, our left winger, very tricky. He went to Italy to a random Italian team. I was like, did anybody in the Prem not watch his games? They just say, oh, no, I don't know. Maybe there's something that City does purposely saying, no, we're not sending.
There was a centre back. There was a centre back from you guys that went to
Toshin.
No, not Toshin Adarabayo. The other guy, I can't remember what his name was, but he spent last season on loan at Blackburn Rovers. Don't like to say it. Don't like to include them in our channel. Don't like to mention them. Scruffy six-fingered inbreds from down the road. Nobody likes mentioning them. But yeah, he was on loan at them last season. I can't remember what he was called. That's going to bug me. Hopefully it'll come back. Yeah. But
Box, don't mention Eric Garcia here. Just let's pretend as if he never came from City.
Couple more comments. Jag says, I am doing well, thanks. I'm at work right now and tonight going to see Carl Cox. Fair play. Enjoy. Hope you're having not a grueler at work. Hope it's a decent day and nothing's going wrong. But yeah, enjoy tonight. Should be a nice one for you. Yeah, I agree with what Jag's saying. I like Richard Narte from our under 23s who's on loan right now. I think he's on loan at Shrewsbury or someone like that. He came in. I think he was released by Chelsea, to be honest, and then we've snapped him up. But he looks like a decent player, maybe one for the future. But we've had the same. We've had it with Jimmy Dunn, who's obviously now gone on to QPR. Safe says, we'll be singing Cornet scores goals against City. When he scores, we'll say Cornet hit and pass it. Definitely.
You guys look like you're up for it. You look like you're truly
Boxer's
up
got
for
it.
it.
Boxer's got the guy who was on loan down the
Oh,
M65,
yeah.
Harwood Bellis. Yeah,
He went there after Toshin Adebayo. He's gone to the Vincent Company team in Belgium. That's where he's gone. Is it to Angelet? Is it Angelet or something? They call it some.
yeah,
It's another
yeah.
club.
And Anderlecht, yeah,
Yeah, that's where he is. Yeah, that's where he's gone to. But we haven't sold him, and I think City rate him highly. And there's a feeling that they're just waiting for him to grow into it because he's got the height, he's got the physicality. But another bad thing is this: there's two centre backs at the City Academy, Mbete and Burns, who are also big and strong and ready for the Prem. So you see, there's just too much at City. So if Howard Baines doesn't do well in Belgium and doesn't assert as himself, you'll find other youngsters here. If they do better than him, will take his spot. So it's very hard right now. Look, I don't blame City. Somebody said Chelsea do the same thing. Even Madrid and Barcelona used to do the same thing. They used to have the best youngsters, but not everybody makes it. It's only you have to be top notch to make it, So you
yeah.
never know. Anyway,
who knows? Who knows what will happen? Obviously, there's a lot of young players that trying to get into the game. It's a hard job to get into to earn the big money anyway. But I'm sure a couple of those names mentioned will go on to have some great careers. Speaking of careers and stuff, talking of your manager Pep, how long do you reckon he'll stay at Man City for? Do you think he's just a lot of people say he's just there until you get that Champions League and then he'll go on to another venture? I mean, what do you think Pep's vision is?
do you know what? I'm just gonna say this, and a lot of people keep saying it. Not you. I'm just trying to answer a lot of people. I think a lot of people have based the Champions League as a scale to judge him because it started when he came. He's not gonna make it. I remember there was a lot of football channels. That's before I started doing YouTube. I don't remember the names. Used to say, "Oh, he's gonna fail. Here, he's come to the wrong. This side is not the league he's used to. Here, it's not a one-man league. You're gonna fail. His football is gonna fail." I remember Pandit saying he's going to fail. I remember people on the media asking him that, do you think tackling is whatever, trying to make fun of him, that his football, tiki-taka, is not going to work here. Guys, I'm just going to be honest with you, whether you agree with us or not, or whether you think it's an excuse to majority of people. The reason why I'm saying it in this way, I'm going to get to answer you what you're saying is, when Pep was brought, I think he was never brought for the Champions League per se. He was brought in to catch up, We are playing catch up. Like, I'm sorry, we are playing catch up. We are playing catch up to United, Liverpool, and there are a lot of teams that have got a lot of trophies. People keep asking that, why are City very greedy? Why don't they drop out of a league, a cup like Liverpool do? You know how Liverpool, Klopp, when he won the Champions League, he purposely fielded kids, even though they say they didn't purposely do it. He put kids, and when he lost the game, his face was Klopp, he just went, like, he doesn't care. Like, he didn't care. But for City, we need every small trophy. Even if it's the Charity Shield, you can laugh at us. Some of us, our teams, need everything because we're playing catch-up. That's all we're after. The Champions League is a bonus. And I know people keep laughing at us that, why are you spending all that? We're spending all that money so that we catch up with the titles because we want to be in the same bracket as Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool has got 6 Champions League, but at least the domestic titles, at least we have to get close by. Because let's not forget our neighbors are on 21 Premier Leagues, and they're on a lot of trophies. So we're catching up. So Pep was brought in because he's a serial winner. And look, let's be honest. Pep is a domestic merchant. He's a specialist in domestic trophies. That's what we want. That's why I think some City fans who are being greedy these days saying, oh, but he's not winning the Champions League. We might start feeling heartbroken when he leaves, because when he leaves, we never know who's coming in, might sometimes try to sacrifice those leagues we wanted to just get the Champions League and maybe fall short. But look, I don't know. It's a very hard answer because he's invested a lot, by the way, in Manchester. He's invested in restaurants with guys from Manchester, but the Manchester guys seem to be his friends. He says he's very comfortable at City. He says it's the most comfortable he's been. He feels supported. He says in other clubs, there was a lot of pressure. Maybe that's another reason why maybe in the Champions League he plays around. I don't know, but he's played around.
That goes with what you said earlier as well. The fact that people were saying they were going to flop because this isn't just a one-team league. And, when he goes to teams like Barcelona or, Bayern Munich, who at the time was, there was nobody really challenging. And it's sort of difficult, back then when you're in charge of those, if you fail with a successful team, then, you're
You're
going to
gone.
struggle. You're going to
You're gone.
struggle.
Yeah,
But,
you're gone.
and a lot of people do say about Pep that he's, okay, at Bayern Munich, he had a ready-made team. He had a ready-made team and stuff. Yeah. So what if he did? At Barcelona, he had to change it round. All the older players were starting to retire. They were starting to move on. Puyol went, Xavi, Iniesta. They were all getting older. And he managed to sort of keep that ship steady away. So, what? Fair play to Pep. He's an absolute cracking manager, and I mean, who would fit the system at Man City if he was to go to another club?
It would be tough. And I saw an article. I don't know if you saw Brendan Rodgers. No, I'm sorry, no. Keep him at Leicester. Rodgers, no, he's a bottler. Keep him at Leicester. You know what? For the system, for the sake of the system, I'm just talking about in terms of system. Do you know Enrique, who used to be the Barcelona coach?
Yeah, Luis Enrique. Yeah.
I just feel like since he took over Pep and still did well and still won a few things, obviously he had family issues. That's when his performance went down. Unfortunately, his daughter died. Condolences to them and the family still. The daughter died that time. And I think that's what he was struggling with. Then he left, which was sad. The way he left was very sad. But Enrique is the name that keeps going in my head. And I think he would do good because of the system, because he still took Pep's system. Remember, he took it and maintained it and just tweaked it a bit. And I'm not saying he's better than Pep, but his football was also exciting. It was exciting off the scene football. And also the guy from is it Ter Stegen? Is that how you call him? What's his name? The guy from Ajax.
Oh, yeah, I do know who you mean.
Yeah, the guy from Ajax. I'm about to say that he has the similar name to the Barcelona keeper, so I don't want to say his name. So, but anyway, him. I think he will also be great. Those are the only names I'm thinking of. But I'm pretty sure Man City have been planning for the day he leaves, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody who's waiting in the wings to take over. But let's be honest, after Pep leaves, I think there'll be a drop. But maybe when Pep leaves, somebody was telling me, I was having a conversation in the bar. He was like, you guys, people like Pep are stuck with a certain type of football and they will never switch it, But there's certain coaches like Ancelotti who will go to a final and he'll be like, you know what? This team we're playing today plays this way. Today we're going to switch it for the sake of just winning this. But Pep will go to a final and say, tiki-taka till we die, pass it till we die. So I don't know, man. It's very difficult. And you know yourself, Dan, as soon as Pep leaves, there will be a drop in quality. There will be a drop unless there's some miracle where we bring somebody who comes in. But because you have to remember, this system is pass. It's also being taught to the kids in the academy. So imagine somebody comes in like Conte, who plays 3 at the back. All of a sudden, 3 at the back changes in the academy too. You know what I mean? It's like you've changed the whole system again. Direct football. So I don't know. I maybe Sean Dyche will come to City.
Oh God, I'm looking forward to the comments now you've said that. Safe has said, I think Dwight McNeil will go next year, but I hope he doesn't. Not. Fingers crossed we can keep hold of him. Man like Laser is in the house. Hi Dan, hope you are well. Hope you are well, Laser. And he says hi to Patrick as well. Laser. I love that guy. Come on, Burnley. Yeah, I agree. Laser's showing his support. And Jags is in the chat as well. When are you doing FIFA 22 Burnley Career Mode Part 3? It'll be next week. We'll be on next week, and we will be getting that done as well. Laser said, let's take points off them citizens. Just passing through, guys. Hope all is well. Keep up the good work. 2 of Burnley's finest draft cement for you, Dan, if Burnley get the win. Mate, I'll even take it in my Burnley mug as well. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. So obviously, moving on from Pep, This transfer window, obviously, you've strengthened in different areas. Looking at January, is the key area up front?
I don't know, Dan. For me, again, this is just me and Carl because I think we are thinking differently. We think both of us when we're talking, we think that when City get an out and out striker, and it's not a striker that, like I say, Aguero, how they changed his game. You know how Aguero changed his game to adapt to Pep. If we get a striker who is so used or used to a certain system, he wants to be the main man up top, always wants the ball at the back of goal. Something we never do. You never seen a City striker hold up the ball like Lukaku and the wingers run,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we look like if we get such a striker, we might actually change our system because we're going to have to be crossing into the box or getting the ball to his feet, and then the wingers running, making sure that he either passes the ball to them or holds on to the ball until De Bruyne maybe comes to him. So I feel Pep wants a force 9 system. I think Harry Kane was just a Champions League X factor. I think he just wanted
Yeah.
him to be that X factor, or he was a plan B. I think the only reason why Pep chose Kane, this is just my opinion, I think he never chose Kane from the beginning. I think he never wanted that Kane. Let's be honest. I think he wanted the Kane from Mourinho. You know, the one who's dropping in,
Yeah,
doing the
yeah, yeah.
assists. I think that's the Kane. You know, the Kane we
Massively,
saw.
yeah.
I think that might be, let's be honest, that might be the best Kane we've seen, maybe. Where things are going, let's be honest. Assists and goals, that might be the best Harry Kane we've seen. Because you must know that he was assisting, he had the best assists and best goals, and he was linking up play. So for me, I think that's why he wanted Kane. But now I'm wondering, there's Martinez from is it from Inter? That's the player I've been looking at all the time and say Pep, he will suit the Pep system. Silva, who is a Leverkusen, I also think he can suit the Pep system. Haaland, I'm surprised because I don't know, Dan. If you look at our system, do you think Haaland will do well in our system? Because does Haaland drop? I don't know. I don't watch Dortmund games, but all the time when I see a goal from him is he's doing what a normal old school striker is supposed to do. So for me, I'd rather say let's look for a left back and a DM, either a left back and a DM. If we're not promoting the kid from the academy who played incredible in the game he played, if we don't promote him, let's look for a DM because I think people should stop believing that Fernandinho go on for forever. Look at the Southampton
Yeah,
game. I actually
yeah.
felt bad for Fernandinho because it's not your fault as a football player. You're 36 years old now. People are expecting you to play as a 27-year-old or when you were younger. So I think we need a DM on the left back. I think what City need is just one of our front players to start scoring. Funny enough, Ferran Torres has scored almost in every Spanish international game, and he's still on the bench. So I think our front three just needs to show up. Or if not, then we go for a striker. But I don't know. Maybe, okay, I've never asked somebody else who's outside from the City side. Do you see any striker out there apart from Haaland and Kane who you say maybe City should go for him?
There's one player, and he's played for Burnley before, and I'd say Danny Ings.
Hmm.
I'd
Oh
say
yeah, him.
I'd
I
say
said him
Danny
and
Ings
people
would
laugh
be.
at me.
I'd
Yeah.
say Danny Ings and would be a good shout just because of the fact of he's got that fast pace. He's almost got that sort of Aguero style of play about him, but without sort of the name, the history of clubs he's been at. People might look at Danny Ings and think, okay, he was at Liverpool, he was injured, etc., etc. But it's not even about that in the end. It's about obviously who, whether he's played for Burnley, whether he's played for Liverpool, who cares? Harry Kane's played for Tottenham and he's done naff all. So Danny Ings has been at Burnley and won more at Burnley than Harry Kane's won while he's been at Spurs.
Have you
So,
seen the goalpost? Have you seen how the
yeah,
goalpost changed? It's just because I don't know this thing about Kane where don't get me wrong, he's a good striker. He showed us last season that it's not only about staying in the box. He's actually a player in there. But I look like Patrick Brentford, who also was second as the Englishman who scored. Brentford. I look like people like him and even Tony for Brentford, for
yeah,
who's playing
yeah.
for Brentford right now. Like there's strikers out there who, yeah, they might not be the knight in shining armor like Harry Kane, who people take him as the king out there. So like he can never do no wrong. but there's people out there who are still can be polished. You can still polish them. That's just me. I was saying, but as I said, Pep is very picky, and I don't know. We'll see who comes in, and I hope he surprises us with a weird name. For me, I keep saying, okay, look, if City want to become serious and make a statement and just say enough, I was happy with Harry Kane because that was like a statement saying we are City. Because City has never actually gone high for like how they did with Grealish, 100 million, and then go for Kane. It's always Madrid, PSG, United are the ones who go for big names at the same time. I was saying if City really want to show that they're serious, maybe they should stop playing around and say, you know what, we're going to go for the best striker. That time we failed with Mbappe, we failed before with Mbappe. Let's go for Haaland. Let's actually go for a name that's out there. I think let's stop messing about. Let's just say, you know what, people say we are oil merchants. Let's wear that crown, say we're the oil kings, and go buy it. Because I'm pretty sure PSG wouldn't care. PSG don't care. PSG just buy whoever. They don't care if it's Messi or whoever. They're going to pay for them.
PSG is like a team that literally at the end of a season look at the stats and go, right, top goal scorer, we'll have him. Top assist, him as well. That's it. That's what PSG are like. And I think in a way, yeah, you're right. Man City do need to sort of show a bit of ruthlessness and sort of be like that. I mean, Laser said Man City need a proper striker to help with the many chances they create to beat the better teams in Europe, in my opinion. They need to win the Champions League now. It's been too long for them and Pep. Man City.
Can I answer Laser just fast on that? Sorry.
Laser,
go on. Does Liverpool play with a striker? No, you don't. The only reason why I think you guys and us, there's a difference where we are being talked about much. Raheem used to be our top goal scorer, by the way. The same Raheem everybody laughs at was always the top goal scorer for City. And if you look at Raheem, players that have played under Pep, Raheem comes at second to Messi as the most player that has scored under Pep. So he stopped scoring and he's dried off, and goals have dried off in our team. But look at Liverpool. Liverpool play with Jota down the middle. Jota is a winger, and Firmino was never a striker. The only difference right now I'm saying is I think everybody's shining light on us is because the goals are not coming as frequent, are not coming as nice anymore. Remember the cutbacks we used to have with David Silva and it's tapping? I think those are gone. That's when people are like, now City need a striker. But for me, deep down, we might need a striker, yes, maybe, to help us in the Champions League for Plan B. But I think if somebody steps up in this team, I'm hoping it's Foden, because Foden seems like he's on it. If anybody steps up in this team, like what Gundogan did, City, the striker thing will go down again. That's all I can say.
No, fair point. Obviously, Laser touched on Man City create many chances in matches. If they had an out-and-out striker, they would have scored and beat Liverpool in that first half. A little slide dig from Laser there, and then says, I've got to go, guys. Big up yourselves, Dan and Patrick. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, big up yourself, Laser. Thank you for tuning in. Really does mean a lot. So, without further ado, we will take in next your prediction. So, first of all, Patrick, your predicted lineup. Obviously, there's the incidents that you may be without two Brazilian players, but how do you see your lineup faring up against us on Saturday?
I don't know. Do you want me to share the lineup again? I have it right here.
Yeah, feel free.
I have it right here again. I already shared it, so there it is. Can you see it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to add it. You're gonna have to just add it.
Let's have a look. Yeah, there we are.
I bet you're on your phone.
Look at that.
Okay, look, for me, I said I obviously they're saying the Brazilian players might come in tonight. Hopefully, I'll keep an eye on that. So I just ignored that. There's nothing we can do. The coach hasn't spoken yet, so he usually speaks on Friday. So I think Edison in goal for us. Walker, he's been in good form. Walker, Diaz and Laporte. Laporte has been in good form. John Stones has been in good form for England. I am surprised John Stone is being kept off.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I didn't get
Yeah,
that. How has he not kicked a ball for Man City this
yeah,
season?
because
But
he
yeah,
came injured. He came in injured, so Laporte was
fair
fit
point.
instead.
Fair
You
point.
know, it's like the opposite has happened. Remember last season, Laporte came in injured, and John Stones took his
Yeah, yeah.
spot, and this time it's gone the other way. Cancelo has been, I don't know, for me, I said the best left back. Who's not the left back in the league? People keep laughing, but I think he's been very good. Rodri has been very good, so I think Rodri, then Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Jesus, Raheem, and Foden. The reason why I'm playing Raheem is I read an article that he had a heart-to-heart with Pep before he went in for the international break, and he was told that if I see you as somebody who plays down the middle, excuse me, and he said he will give it his all down the middle, and I think they're trying to get him to sign that contract because Raheem, he's on a 2 year. Next year, he's on a 1.5. Will be very cheap. So Newcastle, Raheem might be on the market for cheap. So this is what for me for four. I think this team, if we play this team, even if let's say we put Jesus down the middle and Murray's to the right, I think this team has to start scoring goals. I think all these people here have got the ability to score. So this is the team I think we're going to play. And as I told you on our channel, me and Carl, these days when we're defending, Bernardo Silva drops next to Rodri and they form a two-man pivot of DMs. So they form. It's been very helpful for Rodri and Bernardo. Bernardo is very quick and can hold on to the ball, and Rodri is the muscle and can defend. So it's been a very good partnership. So this is the team I think will play. Grealish on the bench. I think he just needs one game to rest and take the pressure off him because I
Yeah.
have noticed the media have started shining a bit of light on him, and I would like maybe for him to sit back and maybe start coming in for cameos, for to be coming in to change the game. I think that will help him because I've seen him do it for England. That's the lineup for us anyway.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a cracking lineup. I've not gone as fancy with anything to show, but as usual, we've seen Sean Dash come out and he said recently that Ben Mee, unfortunately, is ruled out of this game due to COVID. So we do send our best wishes to Ben Mee and his family and everybody that's associated with the Mee family. Hope he's okay and back fighting fit in the coming weeks. Maxwell Cornet is back. That name just makes Man City fans shudder at the thought. But yeah, will we see him this weekend? Who knows? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe save him for Southampton, but I want to stick him in against City and go for it. Go for it.
It's
Catch him
inevitable
with the
now,
tail
isn't it?
between the legs. Catch
It's
him with the
just
tail between the
it's
legs.
just inevitable. I'm telling you, that guy. It's just inevitable.
So no, it'll probably be Nick Pope in goal. You've probably got. I'd like to see Connor Roberts come in at right back. He played for Wales recently. Whether it's enough time for him to come in and slot in at that right back position, who knows? But I'd love to see Connor Roberts start. You've obviously got Tarkowski, who will probably play alongside Nathan Collins.
How is he doing? How is he doing this season?
Who?
Is it Tarkowski? How's he
Tarkowski?
doing?
He's been all right.
I hear he's not signing a contract. Is that true? I heard somebody told me that.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening. I think now that obviously there's a bit more finances involved, maybe there's a better contract terms will be offered. Who knows? Hopefully something can be thrashed out and we can get a deal. But maybe he's already accepted the fact of moving on and going to a bigger club, playing maybe some European football and things. But who knows? Who knows on that front? But yeah, he will be partnered with Nathan Collins at the back. Charlie Taylor on the right and on the left-hand side, sorry. Then you've probably got, if Cornet starts, you've probably got McNeil playing out on the right with Brownhill and Westwood in the centre and Cornet on the left. And up front, I'd love, as much as Vidra's got a knock, hopefully he's back and the knock's not as serious, but Vidra and Wood up top, just to have that little bit of an injection of pace alongside Chris Wood, who loves to bully the last defender.
I was about to say physicality. That guy, if you mess around with Wood, he's like, if you're not up for it that day, remember he reminds me of Deeney. Remember Deeney, Troy Deeney?
Yeah.
Who
Troy
says
Deeney.
if you're not up for it, I'll outmuscle you for the day. I'll give you a few knocks, and if I see that you're not up for it for that day, I'll target
That's
you
the
the
thing.
whole game.
If Chris Wood had Ashley Barnes' attitude, you'd have a Troy Deeney type player there. But because he doesn't have the attitude to go to sort of match it, He's sort of like likes to be aggressive, but he's the sort of guy that will be aggressive and then go sorry. That's sort of how I see Chris Wood. But other than that, for a prediction, how do you think the score's going to go, Patrick? How do you think it's going to be?
I'm still sticking to the 2-1 City. I think, regardless the fact that a lot of people, and I know the history of this tie has been high scoring, but as Carl said, we've struggled against you guys a few times. I think you guys are going to be up for this. Most of your players, I'm pretty sure, did not go for international duty, and maybe I might be wrong, but I don't think majority did. But I think you guys will be up for it. And after the international break, a lot of teams are up for it. The matches are intense, and they're never high-scoring matches. People come with a lot of energy. So I think 2-1. I think we might just nick it 2-1. Maybe I think the home crowd is not going to let the City guys lose this one. I think they won't let them. I think there was a time we beat you, but we had a red card. Was it you guys? I think was it you? I think it was Burnley. Fernandinho or somebody had a red card.
Yes, yeah, I do remember now. Yeah,
I thought you were gonna beat us in that game. I gave up. I was at work. I switched it off. I was like oh man, I switched it off, and then I was like, oh no, we actually doing well. Yeah, we actually played better as 10 men than 11 for that game. I remember.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. That I think that's what annoyed me, that a lot of teams seem to, when an opposition team goes down to 10, they seem to play a lot better. I don't know. I suppose you've got to fight that little bit extra, haven't you? You've all got to basically, make yourselves look like there's two of you, wherever you are over the pitch. And you've got a bit of backup now in the comments. Obviously, Charlie's in, another Manchester City fan, so that's two of you.
How you doing, Charlie, man?
Charlie, hope you are well.
Yeah, how you are well.
Big up to yourself, Charlie.
Man. Yeah, big up to you, man.
I mean, what's your prediction, Charlie? How do you think it's going to go as well? Get that in. But other than that, I do have a little game for you, Patrick. I do have a little game for you. So we have got a little game called This or That.
This or that.
So basically, the rules of this game are, I'm going to mention two things. You've just got to pick one of them.
Okay.
You just got to pick one of them. So there's 10 things to go for. We'll see how you get on. There's no right or wrong answer. It's all what you prefer. It's all what you prefer. So we will start off with City or United?
City.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Work hard or play hard?
Work hard.
Premier League or Champions League?
Premier League.
De Bruyne or David Silva?
Oh, Jesus Christ. David Silva.
Not bad. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter. Definitely Twitter.
Ruben Diaz or Vincent Kompany?
Why do you have to do this? Vincent Kompany, of course. Vincent Kompany.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I've never owned a cat.
So this one's a tough one. Win the title, no Champions League, or finish second but claim the Champions League?
This go. Oh, Jesus Christ. So win the title. Wait. But you can't win the title with no Champions League.
No, so I'm saying this season, if you had the choice, would you win the title but not win the Champions League? Or would you rather finish second place but guarantee that you win the Champions League?
This year, just for this year, right? Not any other year. If it was any other year, it would be different. For this year, after we've tasted the final, I think I'd come second and win the Champions League. I think I would. Just for the sake of,
Fair point. And this question is the hardest of them all. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, it doesn't.
Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Honestly. Why do people put pineapple? I
don't know. Oh, by the way, just on this topic, I was at work one time and you're lazy, and I was like, like you see something, I was like, oh my god, I want pizza. The whole day you keep saying pizza, pizza. So I got a pizza box from Apache, and I ordered it. I just saw it was Apache chicken supreme or something. It's had some name like that. I never read there's pineapple on it. I got it. I
Oh.
found it. I was there. I sat there. I was like, I went to take a fork.
Stop picking it out,
No,
flicking
that
it across.
nasty. Whoever decided that is bad. Don't put pineapple, or don't put, what do you call those again? Olives. I don't even like when people put olives. Yeah.
Nah, fair play, fair play. Olives are one of those where you've got to sort of, it's like an acquired taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely up there.
That was an interesting game. Intense questions there. Very intense. Some of them.
Charlie's given his answers as well. Charlie has said 3-0 to City. He said David Silva. He also said Twitter. He went for Company, Dogs, Champions League.
I think
and Charlie's with us. Charlie's with us. Pineapple does not belong on pizza, ladies and gentlemen. It really does not. It's horrible. Don't do it to yourselves. Don't do it to yourselves. So even if the result doesn't go Burnley's way this weekend, at least we've agreed on something.
At least, and I hope I don't see Konote on that lineup sheet. I hope I don't see him.
Well, I hope. Obviously, I hope he starts. I hope Kone starts. He'll be certainly do wonders for us. But honestly, thank you very much. It worked, guys. It worked. We had a full stream. We had a full stream without it cutting off.
It's done.
I have to start doing them at a certain time. That's probably when it lets me work. But
maybe the other times it's busy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. It could just be that there's a lot of people using the servers and things like that. But as I say, it's just one of those. The way the cookie crumbles, and hopefully it crumbles in the way of Burnley come Saturday at 5 o'clock. But you never know. You never know. My prediction, I said on your channel, we'll get beat 2-0. I'll stick with that. And I think a lot of Burnley fans as well would probably take that. So thanks a lot for coming along, Patrick. Really does mean a lot. I'm sorry I've kept you for nearly an hour now.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine, man. I made time for all these streams, because I knew that we were gonna do the other one, then the other one after that. I was like, look, today I do a stream for Dan, so it doesn't matter, man. It was fun. I like the game at the end. I like the whole stream. I like the stream we did together, and I like this stream, man. I hope we keep working together on a few things. I think I might be. That's if, again, the people watching. That's if I switch on the camera. There's probably somebody who subscribed to me and says, I hate this guy. He comes in, gets you attached, then he leaves.
It is. You like that boy. You just like that boyfriend that everybody's like, I want a piece of him. I want a piece of him. And he's like, yeah, I'll get you a drink, but you're not my type. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, the horrible one. Anyway, it was amazing, man. And I hope if we're doing like some Premier League stuff, I will call you. Yeah, for me, I don't know. I just find it hard to call people. It's not. By the way, everybody's watching. It's not like after I met you, most of you guys on streams. I just find it hard to call people. It's hard for me to write to people, say hi, and you come on my stream. I just say, you know what, I'll just do it and go ahead. But anyway, it was a good being with you there, Dan, man.
No, thanks for coming on. It really does mean a lot. And again, just before you do shoot off, plug away at your channel.
Oh yeah, the ad. You can find me on True City Fan on Twitter, True City Fan on YouTube. Subscribe and follow, and also follow.
Look at that, natural.
I was trying to do the radio voice, but also follow the Turfmore house. Dan is a good channel, so follow him. Don't keep watching. There's certain people who just watch. I used to do that. I used to be on YouTube and watch somebody for years. Then one day they're like, subscribe. I was like, but I'm subscribed to you. Then I find I didn't place the subscribe button. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I agree. I've started doing that myself, where you watch people, you're just like, why have I not subscribed? You do find yourself doing it, but no, please do subscribe. Please do head on over to. Yes, I got the right finger. Do head on over to Patrick's channel and show him some support, show his channel some love. It really does mean a lot to us all. if you are from Burnley and you just like the content, please do give us a subscription. It's at Turf Moor House. You can see just there. Oh, I nearly went wrong.
This is hard.
And we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And you will also be able to catch this on Spotify afterwards as well. So we have delved into that, and I do keep being reminded by Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV. He keeps reminding me we need to crack on with Spotify stuff. So fingers crossed I can get it all uploaded to there. And if you think these two blokes here have a face for radio, then obviously check us out on the audio. I've been holding a coffin now for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to let Patrick get off because he's probably been holding in a piss for a bit longer than that. I'm gonna head off. Let Patrick get off as well, and obviously, good luck for the rest of the season. Obviously, when Saturday comes, no chance. But but no, thanks for coming on again. Really does mean a lot, and we'll definitely talk soon, pal.
Yeah, cheers, man.
No problem. Take care, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. It really does mean a lot. We have hit the hour mark, and it is past. Time's past. It's flown by. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? So thank you very much to everybody that's tuned in today. It really does mean a lot. As I say, please do go and show us your support. And it just helps the channel grow. It really does help us. Thank you for being around. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you've been here since the beginning, I know my partner has, no matter how much snoozing she's done behind the camera. But no, thank you very much. And we will see you next week with the third installment of the FIFA 22 career mode. And then also we will see you with another match preview with hopefully another opposition fan from Southampton. So see you guys there.